So that wraps up that. You come home from that deployment.
Yep.
And now you are still at SEAL Team 3, or you go back to SEAL Team 3, I guess, technically.
Yep.
And now we form up, and you become the Delta Platoon Assistant Platoon Commander. Checking in.
Awesome.
Working for the Delta Platoon Commander. Who you guys were bros already.
We're bros, yeah. We've known each other for years. Went through buds together.
And Leif. So you guys must have been pretty stoked on that.
It was cool. It's kind of like getting the band back together, you know. And look, those two guys had just come off of not the greatest deployments either in terms of a junior officer SEAL, right? Because they were deployed and they were the assistant commanders and they were getting stuck with not so fun work,
right?
You know.
Right.
So we were stoked to be all right. They were stoked like, hey, now we're the OIC. We're not going to be the guy stuck back doing the paperwork. And we were getting the band back together. And then when we found out you were our task unit commander, it was like, oh, because we all knew we were going to be in the platoon together and the task unit together. We didn't know who our TU commander was going to be yet. Mm-hmm. And then we were all, it was rumor, who are we going to get? And then we heard this guy Jocko was coming over. We're like, oh,
Did you know who I was? How did you know me?
I only knew who you were through them, like, or other guys. Like this, Jocko. Badass dude, this is going to be awesome, right? Because like we already had an inkling that like if this dude was going to be our TU commander, we had our best shot at getting into combat. Mm-hmm. Although we had no idea what was about to happen.
Good assessment.
Yeah, yeah. Your reputation was great, but you were coming over in that case from being the admiral's aide.
Yeah, I was coming
right?
from being the admiral's aide.
Yep.
13 months with the admiral, which was a rough tour in terms of things that normal SEALs
same thing, right?
Don't like to do.
That's right.
And you know, for instance, I mean, just straight up wearing a uniform every single day. Right. So people understand in the world and I don't know what it's like this moment today. When I was in the teams, when I was at SEAL Team 1, SEAL Team 2, SEAL Team 7, I didn't wear a shirt. Right? Like, right. No, I'm a 35-year-old man making money, doing with a family. I'm not wearing a shirt at work. Like, oh, I'm in my office? Cool, I'm not wearing a shirt. I'm wearing shorts and a pair of Jungle Boots.
Right.
That's it. So I do that for my whole life, right? Since I was a kid, since I was a 19-year-old kid when I got through. So I go to be the admiral's aide, and I have to wear a uniform every day. Not just one uniform. I have to wear khakis, then whites, then blues, and you're just in this constant uniform. And SEALs are not good about uniforms. They're just not. It's not one of our strong points. And so that's one of the things that made the job not very fun.
But there's a good lesson there, right? So here, I mean, everybody knows you as an incredible leader, awesome SEAL, and yet for this period of time, you had to do this job that was not particularly fun. It's kind of like, you know, I had to go over and be the SEAL at the boat unit, right? But, dude, life is full of things like that. Yeah. And when you are part of the team, no matter what, you do it to the best of your ability. Yeah. And you did an awesome job as the admiral's aide, not necessarily what you wanted to do being a trident-wearing frogman.
So I got an email from one of the assistant platoon commanders in Charlie Platoon a year ago. And he said, hey, bro, I'm going to go be the aide.
Yeah, I know. You're talking about
and so I just saw him, and he was laughing. He goes, your email back to me, you said, this is going to be very hard for you because you're not good at this kind of thing, and I was pretty good at it. So you're going to have to work like extra hard to make this happen. And he was laughing. We were both laughing.
Yeah.
Because you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he's not a guy that is all over the minutia. Of course, he did a great job because he stepped up his game. But, yeah, when you get a task with something, you do it, and you do it the best of your ability. And you know, just to continue that story, because I have to say this, it was a pain in the ass job. It wasn't fun for me, but man, did I learn a lot? Did I understand a lot? Did I get to know all the inner workings of the community? Because I was there with the guy, you know, with the admiral that was in charge of all the SEALs. I was with him for 13 months. I mean, all day, travel, you know, wake up, PT. We were just, every meeting, you know. Right. So it was a great learning experience for me, and I was appreciative. And he was a great guy. He's a great guy, and he really cared about the SEAL platoons, which is awesome. When a guy puts the number one priority, he'd always talk about, okay, what's the SEAL platoon need, or how does this affect the SEAL platoon?
Yeah.